Alright, welcome guys to the next lesson in this course. Okay, so today we'll be dealing with just continuing from where we left off. Now there was something in particular that I wanted to speak about in the last okay, we can see all our commands that we've tried, executed commands, the text, whatever. Alright, so basically what I wanted to show us was a way of listing our directories. In the in Linux we used to do ls, which listed them, but as you can see, the error message for any command that is not recognized by the Windows command line, stating that it's not an internal command or external command, an operable program or a batch file. Okay, as I said, internal commands are basically stuff that came with the Windows. External command, apps that you install and then add them to path, or they add by themselves. Operable program, that's something like Python that we can run. And then a batch file. A batch file is basically a file of a command line source code. I think I have one of them lying around here somewhere. They are saved with .bat. Yeah, basically that too. So there's a whole programming language around this whole command line stuff. I don't mean the one that is made in, I just mean something that you can actually code in it. So you have it, the batch program, batch programming. So that's why you have a batch file and the likes. So basically, as I said, ls doesn't work for us. So what does work for us? What does work for us is dir, which is, well, representative of directory, but it lists all the directory. And since I'm in my root directory, well, somewhat root directory, at least for the user, I'm in my something like my root directory. Okay, let me just make this full screen. I hope we knew that could be made full screen. Alright, so basically we go back up and then let's just see what it says. Volume in C, in drive C, has no label, meaning that it has no name in particular. The serial number, that's DC4C-A9ACD. So you probably see that on the physical hard drive when you, maybe if you have a reason to open up your laptop or something like that, for any reason, probably you wanted to increase your RAM. Alright, so you can see all these files, .kiskit, .coca, blah 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 blah. These are just files that were created for a particular reason by a particular app that was on my system, something that they just needed. Alright, so then you don't necessarily have to do this when you're trying to look for those of us that might not know. I know that some of us are already advanced in this and already know how it works and what it works for, and you're just trying to get some more insight into it. But instead of scrolling up and down, what you can basically do is just type and then it brings up the where you're supposed to type. Alright, so that's basically, it lists this out. But then there's a deeper form to it, just like when in the Linux terminal we have something like this, ls-la. So this in Linux lists all the directories, including the hidden directories. So you see, it says it doesn't recognize it again, but here what we have is dir/a, and this lists all. See, number one, this was slower. Okay, so basically, let me just show you something before I analyze the difference between the two commands. So we have this. Okay, I think, let me open a new command line interface window. Just a minute. Right, as we're waiting for that, you can see the space that it says that he has here. Alright, so let me open that up. Okay, so now let's run the normal command here. The normal command. Now let's split the screen. you can see that the normal command here, it tells us that 7 files are occupying 1,768,262 bytes, and sorry about that, we have 219 billion 847 311 360 bytes free. So we have about 219 gig free on my system, and then this is what is used by this number of files and more. But that's not really what concerns us per se. These are just some basic normal stuff by you can just look at stuff. This just tells you the number of files that we have in here. This tells us the number of directories. You can notice that directories are 57, the files are 7 in number. Okay, and this tells us what is taken up, what is left free, blah 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 blah. All right, so apart from that, now one thing that we do have to notice is between the two commands that we ran on this screen, the command that we ran was dir/a, which gave us this. Now here the command that we ran was dir. Now this shows us 57 directories, this shows us 7 files. Now this shows us 18 files and 17 directories. How did that come about? Basically because we did this, it gave us all the files including the hidden files. Now one thing is you have to be careful about those hidden files. Why do I say so? Because the manufacturer of your system, your operating system, there was a reason that they made those things. There was a reason why they made them what do we call them? Why they made them hidden files? Because they knew that for somebody that is not quite savvy enough with the system, you could delete something. I've actually done something like that before on a desktop that I had when I was younger. I was just snooping around the whole system and checking stuff out, and actually deleted a lot of stuff, and the desktop basically crashed. And then something like that still happened similarly some time ago. I crashed my Windows subsystem for Linux, which is just an environment within your Windows system, not a virtual box now, but just a terminal where you can run Linux commands and systems and stuff like that. So I crashed that too because I was snooping into the hidden files. So please do not snoop into those hidden files unless you know what you are doing, unless you have good help. Well, but then it's all about taking risks. I've taken some risks, they've worked. I've taken some, they completely destroyed things. But the fact is, there are some files that as you go on in programming, you would probably need to access them. You need to open them up, so you might need to access them. So basically, this is for checking all files including hidden files, and this is for checking basically only the files that you're supposed to see, files created by the user and files created by user programs. There are some files that are directories, folders that are created without your consent per se. The thing is, they actually have your consent because you kind of installed the program yourself, the application yourself. So you told it that you have my consent, and you probably when you're installing it, you'll be pressing next, I agree, blah blah blah. So basically gave you consent to do whatever you wanted. So that's basically, you can see from here that this is a directory. So, and then you can see from these ones that have nothing that this is a file. So what can we then do? Okay, let me just list those ones that I've put them down, that I've done them. So we have dir, then dir/a. Okay, so once I've put those ones down, now how this helps us is that for instance, we don't have to go into this place and go and start checking as we did in the other video. What we can simply just do is cd. So now we know that on this place what files do we have? Let's just close the window. We are done with it. Let's make this, it's kind of weird having it like this. Let's just make it like this. It would have been better if we could get a multiplexer, sorry, which divides the terminal and stuff like that. Okay, so we have downloads here. So this basically helps in that you'll be able to see particular folders that you can enter, and particular, you might not remember completely where a file is or a video or something like that. So basically what you are doing is, let me just load it up. Let me get the directories by pressing dir. Remember guys, dir/a might be sometimes very dangerous to use. Alright, so we can want to change to our downloads directory. So we go into downloads, and then what's inside downloads? I don't know what's inside downloads, and I need to move forward. So basically what we could do is list the directory, and then it lists for us that we have this directory dot, then we have this is actually a zip file, this is an ISO, and basically just some basic stuff like that. Alright, so let's try and run the hidden files directory command on it, and then this gives us 5 files. So that's basically it. Alright, that is most of it. Okay, I would see us in the next part of the course.